Welcome to episode number
63.
Nice, because I actually didn't remember.
I remember because I just saw the video on YouTube.
Oh really? I was like, what is the number?
I was like, let me just look at myself for a second.
Tasha's dressed really nicely.
Because we're going out after
in a
this.
Desi outfit.
Because it's a special episode.
Yeah, funnily enough, all the other episodes, which were like, oh, wedding episode, this, how should the bride wear clothes, how should the groom wear, in that we were in the most jalla of outfits.
Actually suggesting that I should wear my wedding lehenga and record an episode.
Not your wedding lehenga, right? But like, thoda sa aise.
Whatever.
But anyway.
Now I'm here.
Today we are talking, and we're going to be a little quick about this because Tasha has a call at 7 o'clock and it is 6:36, so we have 24 minutes to get through this. And today we're talking about how to be a good wedding guest. Part of the wedding series, something that we all have to do. You'll be
more than you have to be the bride.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna take it longer, but yes, that's pretty much it.
We're on a short episode today.
We're on it. So with that in mind,
and the fact that we're going to be a wedding guest in the next 2 days,
yeah,
one of our closest friends is getting married.
Yeah, congratulations, Tushita and Udit. This will be out before your marriage.
Woohoo!
Hopefully.
I just wanted to woohoo the entire episode.
You're just
so much energy. Anyway, yeah, you want to start?
So I think I do want to start because you will have so many jump off points that it will be hard to track. There are only 3 things that I really want to discuss. The first is that as a wedding guest, as a wedding guest, you're like, there are different tiers of wedding guest. Right? One is मम्मी पापा के दोस्त हैं, उनकी बेटी की शादी है, तुम्हें जाना है, you're only going because free का खाना, right?
Those are honestly like the worst weddings to attend.
No, they're the best weddings to attend.
No, imagine
nobody.
Imagine going and then the food is shit.
Yeah, I mean, sure, that is a trade-off. But like, nobody, nobody has expectations of you. You just go. Nobody knows आप लड़के के side से हो, लड़की के side से हो. Doesn't matter.
I'm in full disagreement.
I think so that is one good level.
Wait, I'll tell you.
There's a middle.
No, 1 second. Just to stop you there, I'll tell you why it's the worst kind of wedding to attend. Is because you're still expected to like go and congratulate people, and then it's really awkward because like the bride and groom don't know who you are, but you're still there and you're like, oh, congratulations, and you're trying to find the right like time and space when to say it.
Honestly,
you're like awkwardly say hi to uncle auntie.
Really? I've never had to do any of that.
Actually, this is terrible.
Actually, to be honest, I haven't been to a wedding like that in a while.
Oh, it's the worst.
And the only time I've been to them is when like I was younger. Like,
yeah, and honestly, like from personal experience of our own wedding, when there were strangers coming up to me and being like, congratulations. And like not strangers like your parents' friends who I don't know or something like that, but like somebody has brought their grandchild along. And I was like, okay, cool, like enjoy the fucking party that I have like killed myself over planning, and now you're just here for masti. Like, it's not cool.
I mean, it's fine. It's what you've invited them.
I did not invite some random people.
You did.
I invited the people I knew, and they chose. Do not go. Do not be a +1
to a wedding.
To a wedding who you don't know anyone for. Like anyone.
Actually, that's a good one to think about. It's like, should you be bringing a +1 to a wedding?
Hell no.
Well, ask.
Yeah, absolutely ask. But like, if my friend has a girlfriend for the month or something, like, do not bring her along or something like that.
But if you are invited to a wedding, and you are married,
look, married kind of goes without saying.
But so should they be expecting a +1?
What do you mean?
Like, say there's a wedding that you're invited to.
Yeah.
Say from work, someone at work has invited you to a wedding.
Yeah.
Do you go with me?
Yeah.
Or do you go?
I mean, I would ask personally.
Exactly.
It depends on like the kind of friendship that you have with the person, right? So tomorrow, if like one of my girl friends gets married, and they know you, obviously you're coming along or whatever, right? And like some of them just go without saying. And then I think like if it's specifically for work, like I think my dynamics are so different with that group of people, and like you've never interacted with them, as opposed to your work where I know everyone and I've interacted with everyone because I go to your office all the time, then it's different. So like I think you can bring me along, but for me to bring you along would be a little weird and I have to ask.
Okay, fair. So that's one tier of the guest thing.
Yeah.
Before we jump off to other points, right? The second tier is the tier where you like it's a relative, but it's a distant relative.
Yeah.
You know, where you have like had childhood experiences with this person, and then you know you are 10 years older to them, like they're 10 years older to you or whatever. Like the age gap is too much. This is lived experience.
Yeah, I know it is.
Because single child, only cousins. All the cousins were older than me, much older than me. Or
that's not true. He just keeps saying it.
Or that one cousin that we just went to, right? So again, that was another unique
who was
thing.
as old as Archit.
Yeah, exactly the same age. I think 1 year older. Yeah. Anyway, in those experiences as well, it's really unique because you kind of realize, wow, this person has their own life. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that's one thing. And the second is that they have enough of a community helping them, working with them, like building on this wedding, that you are truly a guest.
Yeah.
So as a guest, that's a whole other kind of guest. The one that we want to talk about,
Yeah.
or at least the one I was thinking about talking
Yeah.
about,
The closest.
is the one where it's like, it's your friend, like the person in your circle that you talk to, that you meet, cry, chat, all of them. But it's their wedding, because those are the most important ones, right?
Yeah.
And you actually, and it's important to realize that is the kind of wedding you're going to. First of all, it's actually hard. Sometimes you forget that you're even going to that kind of wedding.
Also like...
Especially if you're from the boys' side. From the girls' side, there's so much involvement. But from the boys' side, like at least from like my experience at the wedding,
Yeah.
like I had to remind some of my colleagues, you are here for...
Colleagues?
As
Friends?
friends.
I was like, what?
Like that you are coming to my wedding and you have a role to play.
Yeah.
Like, and so that... I don't think I communicated well enough because it never happened. But like that was the...
Yeah, I completely lost my thought.
Good.
You went on to colleagues. But no, what I was saying was that like, you might also consider them to be a really close friend. But for them, there might be other people who come before you.
This is your second tier.
No, this is like
The closest.
the closest tier, right? So like, for Tushita's wedding, for example, today when I spoke to her, I was like, oh, I really feel like meeting you because you're getting married in 2 days and I feel like I should be there. But I know that she has other friends who she's a lot closer to, who she's probably meeting every day.
Yeah.
And we're just not doing that. But I know that like during the wedding, there will be a different role that we would be playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we probably aren't playing right now. And similarly, when we were getting married, again, Tushita and Vaishnavi, who are like some of my closest friends, I didn't actually see them every day, but on the wedding, Tushita was there throughout. She was like tying my lehenga, doing my hair, pinning my chunni. So like it's very different because I was actually seeing Arushi all the time, or like Mehro Pidruva were coming and stuff like that. And I'd actually see Tushita as much, but like on the day off, or like on the day of the events, several events, I think your presence and you being like mindful that they might require you, it's not necessary that they will, but like just being there makes a huge difference for the person, and it's just like supportive for them.
And I mean, because Tushita helped you so much, I must tell you, Vaishnavi was in charge of like getting me extra drinks. So there was one of my cousins was in charge of Tamanna. I forgot to say the name. You listen to this, Tamanna. Hi. She was in charge of keeping me sober and
she took on the responsibility of keeping me sober as well. Like give me water.
Super sweet, and doctor, so clearly just comes to her.
Dr. Tamanna reporting duty.
And Vaishnavi was in charge of all the bad stuff, the sins. In that situation. Though she was in charge of the sins for more than just me, but that's it. Now anyway, so now in the third tier, my question to you, Koshan, is how do you get involved in a wedding?
Yeah.
Because the thing is like, they may not categorically tell you to join. So how do you do that? How do you plan to do that?
Interesting question.
Yeah.
It's so hard, you know. So like for Shirin's wedding, let's say for example, like yes, we're close to her, but she has so many other girlfriends who are a lot closer, or like are closer in age and were more present and things like that. So like for that, it was really just like, just let me know how I can help you if you need it. But I knew that there were like 5 other girls in line before me who would have done it for her. For Tushita's wedding, she's categorically told me that I have to be in charge of photography, and this comes from the funniest story from when she got engaged, because the photographer was absolutely insane.
He was straight up mental.
He was like, मैम इस तरफ देखो, मैम आप ऐसे आंखें बंद करके आंखें खोल के ना मेरे कैमरा में देख. And I screamed at him because I was like, she doesn't fucking have time for this shit, like leave her the fuck alone. And then she was like, oh my god, this girl has to be in charge of my photography crew at the wedding.
The funniest thing when this was happening, because I was next to the photographer.
I just wasn't required.
Waiting. Yeah, I wasn't waiting. But I was just waiting for this to happen. And Natasha, not the bride, right? Straight up had a bride moment and like went off on this photographer. And I was like, fuck, this is gonna be so bad. And then Tushita was like, oh, this is what I needed. And I was like, what is happening?
You know, it's really overwhelming to be a bride, because everybody wants to talk to you, everybody wants something from you. Even at our wedding, I was getting my makeup done and then the photographer was like, come, we don't have time. And then like my makeup got done and the photographer started, and then the makeup artist was like, come, I need to take some pictures of you. So like it's so stressful, and somebody has to step in and be like, it's not possible, just like leave them the fuck alone. Because you know, like, yes, you want to maximize your photos, your memories, you want to make sure that you've gotten everything done on your checklist, but like you only have a stipulated amount of time when you can get shit done.
Yeah.
And you, like, I think on the day of once the wedding started, like on the day of all our events, the 2 events that we had, I think both of us have made up peace with the fact that everything is not going to be perfect. We're not going to get everything we want. And like, you just need to kind of live in the moment. But if somebody's constantly like gnawing at you to like, ye bhi kar lo, ye aise bhi kar lo, wo bhi kar lo, unse bhi mil lo, like it's fucking overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I think like,
I think most bride and groom have like snapped or screamed or cried at the people trying to manage them.
Yeah, it's really stressful.
Yeah.
And to answer your question,
thank you.
I don't know how I'm gonna support her.
Mm-hmm.
And like, because I know for a fact that she's gonna have like somebody to do her hair, somebody to do her draping, this, that. Like, I don't have anybody. I was like, goodbye, I'm gonna go change, right?
Yeah.
I know that she'll have that, but I think just to be around is just gonna be helpful.
Yeah.
Of course, having said that, it doesn't mean that I'm constantly gonna like be shadowing her, because it's not possible to do that. And that's kind of where you have to like pull back a little, where you're still enjoying yourself, but making sure that the people whose day it is, it's going as smoothly as it possibly can. But and like, I think that fine balance kind of just happens, and it's difficult to explain it.
Yeah.
But I think just like being present, making sure that they know that you're there if you need them. It's just about communication. It's just about being like, just let me know if you need something, and they will let you know if you need something, because it happened at Shirin's wedding as well. The reason I'm bringing up Shirin and Tushita is because those are the only 2 friends of us who've gotten married or / are getting married. I'm sure we'll kind of build on this eventually, but up until now, we've really just been tier 2 and tier 3 guests, and now it's going to be tier 1 again. And then this year we have another friend's wedding.
Technically, you were tier 1 for your cousin's wedding, but you were just really young.
Well, okay, so my cousin's wedding, yes, that was like 7 years ago, 1, but 2, we were not a part of the planning at all, because it wasn't in Delhi. I was in college, and everything was just planned, and then he was a boy.
Yeah.
He didn't need anything.
No, I have so many thoughts on that.
He showed up. Like the day before his wedding, he was like, I'm gonna give myself a crew cut. And all of us were like, what the fuck? He's like, I don't care. And I'm pretty sure Ragini was like, what the fuck is this, right? But like, he didn't need anything. But yeah, we were there if Ragini needed us. But then she had her entire family.
Yeah.
And she has a sister. Like, that's the closest you can be. Like, that's your main gal helping you with everything. And yeah, I think like, I was too young to give a shit, and my mom was there to help if it was required. So it was a really different like attending of a wedding. Okay. We just had the best time of our lives.
So I have some thoughts for men, because
speaking from experience.
Yeah. So I think what I think I have been able to be helpful with throughout Tushita's marriage process has been just to like, you know, always bring the conversation to that, because I think one of the things that happens in a wedding is that if you're like bride and groom and you're in charge of planning your wedding, you're constantly talking about that, which means that you have no like sources of like vent. So we like would always make sure that like if we're meeting them, we're talking about the wedding, but then we're talking about other things as well, so that they feel like they're doing more than just one thing. Helping them with resources, like both with the bride and groom, we've talked to them about different things that we've done. With one of my friends who's actually getting married at the end of the year, you know, I had a really...
Whose birthday it is today, by the way?
Shit, I keep on forgetting. With him, I've been like talking to him about just like life, because like him and I are very similar in our like process of thinking and kind of like upbringing in some ways. So we think very similarly, and that's what I really like about him. So like I actually tell him about my thoughts of like each of the processes that have happened, how did I navigate this, and I think that has been super helpful, because I know everything else gets done, but it's like, do you have another person who's gone through this experience close enough who can tell you truthfully about the experience without a filter? Those are very few. So like if you have that knowledge, like provide access whenever you can.
Sure. I mean, even with Tushita, like
Dash, you have exactly 8 minutes. So before taking a tangent, think about
it's the same. It's the same, but even with Tushita, like I think it happens, and I don't even think about it. But like she has been constantly asking me about like vendors and places to do this and places to do that, and where can she go? So like she's going to my tailor, or like I helped her pick out the place for where they did those little like pre-wedding shoots and stuff like that. So like I think it kind of happens organically, and it's also like them coming to you and asking you and stuff like that. For us,
cocktails, we did their cocktails.
Yeah, they came over, Udit and Tushita, and we planned out all the cocktails that they're doing for their wedding, and it's so cute. I can't wait to cry. I'm just gonna be bawling.
Can't wait to cry. Imagine. Have you ever heard someone say that? I can't wait to cry.
I'm crying so much. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, go on to your next point.
Okay. Should you be bringing gifts?
Yes. Yes and no.
Oh.
Because so for us, like we didn't want anybody to bring gifts on the day off, because it's really fucking difficult. And we had a registry, and we were so thoughtful. And honestly, if you're the bride and groom, please just make a registry for your friends, because it makes life so much easier. But absolutely, you should be gifting something. Do you need to bring gifts on the day off? Probably no.
How do you find a good gift? You are a 27 to 30-year-old. Well, 25 to
25.
Not you. 25 to 30-year-old. That's our target audience. Woman going for a wedding of a friend, and I am either in the tier 2 or tier 1 category, which means I should be getting a gift.
Yeah.
What should I be getting them?
It's so hard.
I have 3 days.
I think so. That's being a terrible guest to begin with.
Okay, I have a week.
I think it depends on like the person's the person who's getting married situation, or like living situation, for instance. With Shirin's wedding, I actually felt really bad, because we picked out some really nice gifts for her, and then we ended up doing this like bridal party, and that was like a contribution from our side, which like it was cute, and I'm sure she'll like love it forever. But I also would like, personally, I want a material gift, especially if you're like, for us, for that matter, because we were moving into a new house, like we specifically wanted certain things for the house. So it's great to do that, and it's always like, I think that's the first like thought that comes to your head, is to just like gift something that can be used in the house that they're living in. For Tushita, she was impossible and refused to tell us what she wanted. So we're doing something really personal, and I'm praying that she loves it, because I personally love it. And if somebody had done that for us, like I would be so excited. I think it's so cute. So I think, knowing me, I'm gonna get it done for ourselves, and it's gonna be on this wall behind us.
It actually would look really cute.
It would be so cute.
You can get it done from the same person.
Yeah, obviously. Anyway, what I was gonna say was, bhul gayi main.
And on that note,
what do you think? What do you think about gift giving?
For gift giving, I think one.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Also, like, it's not. You might not necessarily know both bride and groom, but your gift should always be for the two of them and not for just your friend. Do you agree?
Depends. It really depends.
No.
I mean,
I would feel so bad if my friends were like, we only know Natasha, we're not giving anything to Archit.
I got a perfume for one of my
Yeah, I was pissed. I was like, what the fuck is my gift? Like, what the fuck? Don't you agree?
Yeah, fair.
Okay, fine, you don't agree.
No, I do and I don't. I do.
Yes and no.
Yeah, if it's a tier 2 guest, it doesn't matter. If it's a tier 1
Tier
guest.
2 guest, like, if it's a tier 2 guest, you're probably giving, like, money.
No.
Because if it's tier 2, it's the relation is through your, like, family.
No. Tier 2 is relative.
The relative is your family.
Yeah.
Then your parents are giving them a gift. Now you're not giving anything in the first place.
Right.
And tier 3 to bhul hi jao. Like, gift kya hota hai? Hum to khali aate hain khana khane. So like, so it's only the tier 1 that's actually, like, your tier 1 section is actually the one that's going to be gifting, or like, if you are tier 1, you will be gifting. Please, always gift to both people or gift for both people. It doesn't mean that you buy a girl's gift for the bride and a boy's gift for the groom, like a shaving kit and a hair straightener. Gift something that they can both use, even if it's something as simple as like mugs, honestly.
Yeah.
Or a throw. I think blankets are great gifts. West Elm for me. Thank you very much.
Okay, I think you should have a budget of not under 5,000 for this gift.
Yeah, for sure.
To ideally, if you are closer to 30, which means between 25 and 30, you're like 27, you now accumulate some amount of money. Do not club and give one gift with 8 people.
Yeah.
If you want to do it with 1 or 2 people.
But if you are gifting with 8 people, the minimum value of your gift should be like 40,000.
Yeah.
And then you're paying 5k each.
Yeah, but like, yeah, exactly. And then the third thing is, look for things that are new to a couple as compared to something that they would purchase for themselves personally, which is what Natasha was saying. But like, there are certain things that when you now come together, there are products that apply to you. So yes, blanket is one of them apparently. But like, there are lots of other things. It really depends on their situation. So you look at things that they would find fun to work with and engage with. And the last thing, a thoughtful gift, like without, like, even if it isn't a product or a service or whatever, but if it's thoughtful, if you think that they would appreciate it, always does better than a material object.
It goes a long way.
So if you can, then yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a thoughtful gift giver only.
Yeah, depends.
Almost always. I've only given Archit thoughtful gifts except for the one time I gave him a KitchenAid, and even then I did a thoughtful thing to give him that KitchenAid.
You deserve a gift just for that.
I know.
Thoughtful only. I will think about
I
it.
already told you what I want. I want a coffee book.
I will think about it.
I want a coffee table book with all our wedding photos.
All to aa nahi sakti, but try it.
Most. I'll pick the ones myself.
On that note, Natasha's call has started, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye!
Bye! Also, how cute is my hairstyle?
Yeah.
Look, because I talked about it in the last episode.
Guys,
Okay, bye!
she doesn't want to join her call.
Okay, bye!
Bye!